Hey gang, I'm JP and welcome back to Talking The Orville on Egotastic FunTime. Today we're going to have a great time talking about 3 mistakes I noticed in 3 different episodes of The Orville. Do these mistakes take away any respect I have for the show? Not in the slightest. All shows have their fair share of oopsie daisies, especially in the first season while they're figuring things out. Now these are just 3 mistakes that come to mind off the top of my head. And if I discover any more later on, I'll make another episode about it. First up is the shuttle pod call sign debacle from Into the Fold. You know, the episode where Claire and Isaac crash land on a strange moon because Claire's kids are dicks.
Oh my God, if I have to come back there one more time, I will lose my mind.
At the top of the episode, we see Claire packing up everything for their trip into Shuttle Pod 2. But when they're en route to whatever Chuck E. Cheese planet they're supposed to be going to, we clearly see that they're in Shuttle Pod 1. Now, maybe there was a scene that they cut out of the episode where they switched shuttles for some reason. I don't know, maybe it smelled weird or something.
I let my cousin shoot a porno in the back of a shuttle in exchange for some pills.
The fact that they didn't catch this during the hours and hours and hours of time it must have taken to design this sequence and render it in a computer is beyond me. Another continuity faux pas many of you have mentioned before took place in episode 5, Priya, where special guest Charlize Theron played an antique dealer from the 29th century who wanted to sell the Orville to the highest bidder. It's with the Isaac and Gordon leg prank portion of that episode where the mistake comes from. Gordon plays a prank on Isaac, which was actually pretty freaking hilarious, and dares him to play a prank back in order to teach him about comedy. It was the first time we learned how much of a sadistic psychopath Isaac really is, having no concept of boundaries.
Isaac, did you anesthetize him in his sleep?
Of course, Commander. It would not do to have him awaken during the procedure.
Well, where the hell is it?
The next day, Isaac decided to pull Gordon's leg, literally, by surgically removing it and hiding it somewhere on the ship. Gordon wakes up to find his left leg is missing, and Isaac expects him to have fun finding it because, you know, haha, I cut your leg off, yay, funny, got you. When the leg finally reappears in Priya's guest quarters, when it hilariously falls from the ceiling, we see that there's a lot more leg to it compared to what Gordon was hopping around with on the bridge.
Post a guard on these quarters.
Aye, sir.
The funniest thing I find about the leg prank is, hey, wait a minute, what's this scene from the episode doing here? There were no production mistakes in this scene that I'm aware of. Just Ed, Priya, and Kelly having a nice conversation at a cocktail party. Oh, that's weird. Since we're here, we might as well just give the scene one last look to make sure there were no mistakes, right? I mean, that's the responsible thing to do. Let's see here. No, everything looks good here. Wait, what's that? No, false alarm. Everything looks good. Huh, that's weird. Finally, this is just something I noticed the other day while taking notes for my upcoming review of episode 2, Command Performance. This is the episode where Ed and Kelly get kidnapped by a technologically superior race who puts them in a zoo. In a human zoo! It's also the first episode where everybody apparently fell in love with Alara and her new eyebrows. There's a scene where Ed and Kelly are in a shuttle talking about proper dinner conversation etiquette.
She once called you a bitch 46 times in one sitting.
While watching the scene, my eyes were attracted to Ed and Kelly's reflection in the shuttle windows. They just looked kind of weird to me, and I didn't know why. Then, a split second later, I saw what was the matter. The reflections aren't reflections, they're just duplicate images slightly offset and placed behind them to give the illusion of having a reflection. Don't believe me? Well, don't blink or you'll miss it. Since when does the back of someone's head have a face on it? There you have it. 3 mistakes I've noticed from the Orville so far. But it's fair to say there's probably a lot more in the show. Every show has mistakes, so I don't feel like this takes away from the amazingness that is the Orville in any way. I remember watching an episode of The Next Generation where Picard stood up really quick. He was having a conversation, I think, with Beverly in his quarters, and he stood up really quick, and I can clearly see a boom mic above his head, and then it, you know, gets taken away really quickly. I saw that boom mic on my favorite show of all time, and I was like,
Boom, bitch! That's what I'm talking about right there on that boom!
okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about today, and I talked about it. How about you? Have you noticed any other errors on the show so far? Let me know so I can talk about it in a future episode. What do you think about these mistakes? I don't care about them. Do you care? You can let me know by joining the conversation below. And if you'd like to help take Egotastic FunTime to the next level, I'd appreciate it if you click on my Patreon link in the description of this video and make a modestly small or inappropriately grossly large pledge so I can keep punching YouTube in their stupid faces every week. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to my stupid show. It really does mean the world to me. I'll see you very soon, and as always, I hope all your times are egotastic fun times. Love you, bye-bye.
Egotastic fun time, we're gonna have a great time. Egotastic fun time, give me all your money. Give him all your money. You will find it funny. Just give me money. I love money. Give him all your 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 money.